Everybody. Hi everybody, this is Miss Elkins. I'm back to talk to you about finding area again. You already know how to find the area of a rectangle. You simply multiply the base times the height. We have this formula, area equals BH. You already know how to find the area of a triangle. You multiply 1/2 base times height because a triangle is half of a rectangle. And now today we're going to talk about finding the area of trapezoids. Trapezoids are shapes that have they're four-sided shapes that have exactly two parallel sides. So we're going to decompose these three trapezoids and show you that they're made up of figures that you've seen before. So if I take the corner off of this trapezoid here and take the corner off here, you can see that it actually makes one rectangle and two triangles. And pretty much every trapezoid will do the same thing. If you look at this one, if I take this corner off here, it's actually only one rectangle and one triangle. And then finally, the last rectangle, it's kind of like the first one, although it's not regular. It has different triangles on each end, but it's still one rectangle and two triangles. Okay, so just a little bit about how rectangles and triangles can make up a trapezoid. And because a trapezoid is made up of either one or two triangles and a rectangle, it has a little bit different formula for finding area. The formula for the area of a triangle is this: 1/2 parentheses base 1, that's not b to the first power, that's base 1, plus base 2, which again, that's not b to the second power, it's base 2, times h. Okay, those parentheses indicate multiplication. B1 is one of the bases. And the bases are the two parallel sides, just so you know. This is a base and this is a base. All right. And B2 is the other base, the one that's parallel to each other. And H is the height of the trapezoid. And the height of the trapezoid is always the distance between the two parallel sides. So this is the height of each one of these rectangles. The same place where I cut it off and made it into a triangle and rectangle is always going to be the height. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to work with the formula 1/2 times B1 plus B2 times the height. Some people like to use it this way. They'll say B1 plus B2 times the height, all divided by 2. This is my preferred way to do it, so that's how I'm going to do it. But it's the same as this formula, because taking half of something is the same thing as dividing it by 2. So all we have to do now is figure out which one's B1, we'll call this one B1, and which one's B2. So the two parallel sides are the bases, and then of course this will be the height. And we plug that into the formula. B1 is 8, B2 is 16, the height is 6, all that divided by 2. We'll do what's on top first. We'll add 8 plus 16, which is 24. And then do 24 times 6 divided by 2. 24 times 6, I don't know my 24, so I'm going to go over here and do the math. 24 times 6, 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So this is equal to 144 divided by 2. and which would be 72 square centimeters. The area of this trapezoid is 72 square centimeters. All right, let's do the same thing with trapezoid 2. We're going to use this formula, B1 plus B2 times H divided by 2. The top one we're going to call B1. The bottom one we're going to call B2. Doesn't matter if you flip those around because you're just adding them. And 10 plus 13 is the same thing as 13 plus 10. And then the height is always the same distance between the two parallel bases. So this will be our height. Let's plug those into the formula. We'll say 10 plus 13 times 8 divided by 2. 10 plus 13 is 23. Now it's 23 times 8 divided by 2. Don't know my 23, so I'm going to go over here and multiply. 23 times 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. So now it's 184 divided by 2, which would be 92. So the area of this figure, 92 square inches. All right, one more time. Please watch this video as many times as you need to until you understand how to use this formula. We're going to use the formula B1, that's the first base, plus B2, that's the second base, times height, all divided by 2. Now we look at the trapezoid. We'll call this B1. We'll call this B2. Those are the two parallel sides. Notice this measurement right here, 5 inches. This is not usable. It's not okay to measure the distance between the bases on a slanted line. The height here has to be 4. Do not let that confuse you. All right, so plug in the values. B1 is 7 in this case. B2 is 12. The height is 4. And then we'll divide that all by 2. So 7 plus 12 is 19. 19 times 4 divided by 2. I don't know my 19, so I'm going to do this. 19 times 4. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 is 7. So now we have 76. Oops, sorry. Now we have 76 divided by 2. I'll fix that back. 76 divided by 2, I'm not sure, so I'm going to do the math. 76 divided by 2, 2 goes into 7 3 times. With 1 left over, 2 goes into 16 8 times. The area of this figure is 38 square inches. All right, summarize today's lesson. Trapezoid area is 1/2 B1 plus B2 times the height, or B1 plus B2 times the height divided by 2, where dividing by 2 would be your last step. Guys, watch this video as many times as you need to until you understand how to plug these numbers in, then use PEMDAS to find the area of a trapezoid. If you have any questions, email me. If you can't email me from your school email, have your parents email me so that we can fix that for you. Have a great day. Miss you guys.